So when you stop to get gas and go inside the convenience store there or whatever, you're leaving your environment. One thing about riding in a car, particularly by yourself, like you can control your environment, the temperature, the music, and with the higher models, it's probably standard at this point, but the firmness of the seat and its position to the steering wheel and all that. It's really amazing stuff. So, but when you leave that environment to go into a store, you are subjecting yourself to that environment. Now with Bluetooth and everything, it's been much easier to walk into a store like that and have your earbuds in and your hood up and glasses on, or whatever, to maintain your environment within their environment. The thing about that is, without subjecting ourselves to that environment, we are creating a risk, and the practical side of that risk is that we're not going to be as aware of our surroundings. And so that's why I haven't tried it, I don't think, but that would be my concern with doing it. And I don't think it's a big enough concern that I wouldn't try it. I don't know. Feel like I want to be part of that experience, even though, and I feel like this is the reason why people do listen to their own music inside a store, is because of the overwhelming barrage of marketing that you're subjected to. And I feel really overwhelmed sometimes when I walk into a store, and particularly after work, and like it just shut down even. I'm just like, what am I still doing here? Like, just get what you got to get and get out of here, It's not the same, but I can imagine having a worse situation where I'm actually having panic attacks inside those stores. So I understand the reason why. This isn't to say you should or shouldn't do that. I think you should do what works for you. And I'm, like I was saying earlier, appreciative of the fact that we live in a time where we can address these conflicts in our lives. We can mitigate the conflicts through technology. If that's not what technology is doing, then there's no purpose for it to exist. So yeah, the thing about creating a bubble around yourself so that you can operate more optimally in another environment, there's like a cost-benefit analysis done there that kind of goes unconscious. But I think that if we apply that to another situation, like let's say you are entering a relationship, you're enjoying your time with this person, and it's at a point where it's natural to take the next step, whatever micro step, however small you want to get with those steps. But if you are scared, and you have every right to be scared entering a relationship, everyone's got their heart broken, and if you haven't, that's the I guess that's like a trauma in itself, like making you utterly unrelatable to the vast majority within our culture, of course. So by creating your environment inside this environment that's supposed to be shared, it's supposed to be co-created, your relationship, and that's why social stipulations of monogamy or whatever, of the order of steps that you should be taking are outdated and need to be outgrown, because what matters is what works for you, and nobody can know better than that. There's suggestions. I mean, these stories, from Shakespeare and the Bible and so on. I mean, they're meant to show us this is what happens when this happens, and is that something you want for yourself? So without the real application of that, you are kind of entering a relationship with a condom on. And it's for your protection, but it inhibits the experience. Because, and this is what I did for a long time. So this is personal, but I think that it's also relatable on an intersubjective level. So, I would never really be in the relationship. And I never really was in a relationship. So it wasn't like I was, totally dishonest or anything about it. It was just whenever someone would disagree with the way I'm handling myself, and my priorities were not on the relationship as much as they were partying with my friends. So, so I do have something to repent for, and until I met my wife. So, which was the process of becoming naked, of stripping away, in this case, the layer of protection that was keeping me from actually being in the experience. And this is what rationality does. It gives you a simulation of reality. And the map is never the territory. But if it's a good map, because somebody had been in that territory, the best maps mimic the territory, reflect the territory. But there's levels of specificity depending on your goal. You can have a simple map and have it show you where to go, but I used to joke, that leaf isn't on the map, that tree isn't on the map. Now with Google Maps, it's getting closer to being able to recognize a tree in the photo and know where you are. It helps, especially if you're hiking. Shit, it's 7 minutes already. All right, I'm gonna go inside, but good talk. See you out there.